Shalom, welcome to my channel, The Hebrew Bible. This is Moses Gumadi, and in this video, we'll talk about Rosh HaShana, or the Jewish New Year. It has passed a few days ago. Actually, it's too late to say Shana Tova, or Happy New Year. It's been a few days. However, I want to talk about this particular concept of the Rosh HaShana from verses, taking the verses in the Bible, and we'll try to do it in our usual way by trying to learn the Hebrew words around it, etc. So this is the phrase that you see here on the screen, Rosh HaShana. Hashana, because I got a dagesh. There's a dagesh, that's why we double the shin, Hashana, not Rosh HaShana. Hashana. Okay, and that's why I put two S's there. Now this phrase occurs in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 40 and verse 1, where Ezekiel says, in the 5 and 20th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year. So that's the Rosh HaShana, Rosh HaShana. So Rosh means what? It's a head, and we'll come to that. What does Rosh mean and Shana means? But this particular beginning of the year, we're not quite sure whether this is the first of Aviv or Nisan, which is somewhere around April, or is it the civil year in the month of Tishrei, which is now? So that's the question. So if you go back to Exodus chapter 12 verse 2, where the Lord says, "HaChodesh hazeh lachem Rosh Chodashim, Rishon hu lachem lechadshei Hashana." So this month shall be unto you the beginning, the Rosh of the month. Again, you have the Rosh, but it's not Rosh Hashanah. It is Rosh Chodashim, but it basically means beginning of the months. But beginning of the year is mentioned here. Now, why is this and this in Exodus not the same? Most likely they are. There is, of course, some argument that it is not. We'll look into that. But biblical year, as such, begins with the month of Abib, and I will come to that shortly. Rosh is head. Bereshit bara Elohim. First three words in the book of Genesis. The word Bereshit, Be is the prefix, that's the preposition, and the Reshit comes from the word Rosh, which means head. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, there is a very famous prophecy of Gog and Magog. There, some translations use the word Rosh, and other people interpret it as Russia. So the Rosh of Meshech, so the chief of Meshech, the Rosh is the head. So Rosh is actually head. And Rishon is a derived word from Rosh, which means first. So these two words actually occur in this particular Exodus verse. So Rosh Chodashim, this is Chodashim, this is a Chataf Kamatz. So O, you pronounce it as O. Rishon, so Rosh and Rishon are related. Shana means an year, Shana. Shin Nun He, 355. It's very interesting, and it's a very weird coincidence that 355 or sometimes 354 turns out to be the duration or the number of days of a lunar year. If you put a He in the front, Hashana, then Hashana would be the year. That will make it 360, the value of Hashanah. But anyway, we're not teaching gematria here. I'm just trying to suggest a very weird coincidence here. Okay, so now Rishon, as I said, although it comes from the word Rosh, means first. Because in one of my earlier videos, we talked about cardinal numbers, but I don't think I've made a video on the ordinal numbers. The difference between cardinal and ordinal is cardinal counts 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Ordinal is like the sequence, the first, the second, the third, the fourth. So there's a difference between fourth and four. So four only counts, right? So whereas fourth is fourth in the sequence. And so the words used here in Hebrew for cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers are not always the same. For example, Shava is 7, Shivi'i is the seventh. Okay, we can say like as in English 7 and seventh, so you have an extra th, and that's the difference of this yod, one might say. Well, actually, if you look at the first word, echad, it's not the same. This word, ordinal word, is not actually derived from echad. It's derived from rishon, rosh, which is rishon. So, in fact, all the other words are related to both the cardinal and ordinal are related, except the first one, which is echad and rishon. Okay, right. So that's the word rishon. Now, the first month is named in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 1. Here we read, "Observe the month of Abib, Shamor eth Chodesh HaAviv." So this is the first month, and on the 14th day of the first month is the Passover to the Lord. So that's the month, actually the first month of the Hebrew religious calendar. So what are we talking about now? This is September. How is the new year beginning now? Because this is a 7th month, as I will show you shortly. So this is counted as a civil year. Now, Aviv is the first month, as I said, Aleph, Bet, Yod, Bet, Aviv. There's no Dagesh here. That's why we pronounce as Aviv. If there is Dagesh, then we say Abib. Okay. 7th month is Tishrei. Tishrei is the regular name that's used now, but this name has been taken from Akkadian later on. The original Hebrew name is actually mentioned in the book of Kings. Yeah, that's right. So in the book of Kings chapter 8 verse 1 and 2, the context is that in verse 1 we read, Solomon gathered all the elders of Israel and they brought the Ark of the Covenant, out of the city of David into Jerusalem, to basically put it in the temple. Aaron Brith Adonai. Aaron is the Ark. Okay? Right. At that instance, we read that all the men were assembled unto King Solomon in the month. Which month? In the month Ethanim, which is the 7th month. Ethanim Bechag hu HaChodesh HaShivi'i. So this is the 7th month. And Ethanim is the name. Ethanim, not Ethanim, there's a Ayin, it's not Ayin, Aleph actually. Ethanim is the 7th month, which is called Tishrei nowadays. Okay, the word Tishrei doesn't occur in the Bible, although the word comes from the root Shin Resh Vav or Shin Resh Yod. Yod and Vav sometimes are replaceable. Shuru actually in Urdu, probably in Arabic, I don't know about that, but we have a word in Hindi where it's called shuru, which is basically borrowed from Urdu. It means the beginning. So Tishrei, I understand, is derived from that because, for example, the tav prefix is used in many nouns. For example, bina means understanding. The bina also becomes tevuna. So we have these type of words generated using certain prefixes such as tav and also mem, etc. Okay. So let's move on. So Ethanim is the word for the 7th month, whereas Tishrei is commonly used. Now, if you look at the civil and the religious calendars, so this is the religious calendar on the top, and the first month is Aviv, and the civil calendar starts on the 7th month, which is, it has the first month of the civil calendar is on the 7th month of the religious calendar, And the first month is Tishrei. And in the Bible, Tishrei is Etanim. Okay, so that's the explanation. Now, is this day then, okay, so this is the Aviv, but is there any significance? Do we have any festival or anything at all on the 1st of Etanim or on the 1st of Tishrei in the Bible? Answer is yes. We read in the book of Leviticus chapter 23 verse 24, Dabbel el bnei Israel lemor, you say like this to the children of Israel, B'chodesh HaShevi'i be'echad l'chodesh yihye lachem Shabbaton Zikron Teruah. So he's saying that in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, B'chodesh HaShevi'i, that's the 7th month, be'echad, that's the first Lachodesh, first of the month. What is it? It's a Shabbaton Zikron Teruah. It's a Sabbath, a memorial, or you can say a mention, and a blowing of the shofar, of the trumpets. So there is a loud shouting of the trumpets, or shouting. Zikron is to remember, or remember what? Maybe the name of the Lord. And Shabbaton, it's a Sabbath. So that's the festival mentioned, but other than this, there is not much of details as to what is the purpose of this festival. It's a holy convocation, as in Mikra Kodesh. It's called a Mikra. Mikra is the assembled gathering. To Kara, to call upon the Lord, or to Kara, that is to say, or to speak from the scriptures. Okay, so the same day, on the first day of the month, which month is it? 7th day, Bechad LaChodesh. Ubachodesh HaShevi'i, again 7th month. In the first day of the month, you shall have a holy convocation. Don't do any servile work, etc. It's the day of blowing the trumpets. Now he read here, Yom Teruah. So Teruah again occurs here. Teruah here, Yom Teruah. So Yom Teruah is the day of trumpet blast. So this is the first day of Tishrei, or first day of Etanim. So there is a festival on that day. So there is no problem, no doubt about that. So the current Jewish practice of celebrating this particular day is perfectly fine according to the scriptures. It's just that they call it the New Year, which is obviously a civil New Year, not the religious New Year. Okay. Right. So not only that, in fact, in this month, the month of Tishrei, there are several very important high holidays in this month. So Yom Teruah, or we are calling Rosh HaShana, that is the head of the year, which is the first day of the year. Rosh HaShana is the first, but the biblical name for it is Yom Teruah. So that's the first. Now the blue ones are the biblical ones, okay? So the green ones are additional festivals, or just important days the Jews observe. 10th day is Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement. We read about it in the book of Leviticus chapter 16, also in other portions. Yom Kippur. And Sukkot is Chag HaSukkot, that is the feast of the tabernacles. Begins on the 15th day and it goes on for the whole week for 7 days. Ends on the 7th day. So we have the 15th of Tishrei and 21st of Tishrei, and the whole duration in between is Sukkot. And the next day after Sukkot is a special Sabbath that is mentioned in the Bible on the 8th day. Okay. Now, apart from this, on this very day, on the 21st, they call this day also Hoshana Rabbah. Hoshana Rabbah. And Shemini Azeret on the 22nd, as Simchat Torah. Simchat Torah is it's about the joy of the Torah. I think if you look at my video on the parashas, parashiot of the Torah. I have mentioned there Simchat Torah, okay, the connection of Simchat Torah with the cycle of the parashas. So you have all these important holidays, key dates in this particular month of Tishrei. So that's what it is. The upcoming Sabbath on the Saturday actually coincides with the day of Yom Kippur. Okay, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon. Please do make a comment below. And I will come back to you again with another video as soon as I can. Thank you very much.